Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Government cutbacks. Do you ever notice how when government officials start to do cutting, it's always cutting the things that we the people need the most, want the most? You ever notice that? I was talking to somebody the other day, and where they live, they cut back the library. I mean, people use the library, but, would they cut some government bureaucrat pinhead's job? Oh, no. No government official wants to lose anybody under them. They'll do anything to keep their budget and, keep their people, their staff, because the more staff they have, the more important they are. I mean, it's just ludicrous. And it doesn't matter how many public meetings and hearings you go to, they're going to cut pretty much the things that you want most. And they say, well, if you want them, then you're going to have to vote for more taxes. Well, what about the last time we voted for more taxes, and the time before that, and the time before that? Their memories are short for certain things, but long on others. But, my fellow Americans, I have a solution for this. You might not like it, though. See, the solution lies with you. You're going to have to get up, stand up, and take action. You can't be sitting back and waiting on somebody else to do something about it. You're going to have to do something about it yourself. You're going to have to get involved in local politics. You're going to have to run for office. That's right. You too, J-Null. J-Null0 for president 2016. See, we need people who think like J-Null0. Just want to take care of their own, They do right. Take care of their family. Try and live the righteous path. But you see, we just can't rely on somebody else to do it. You have got to do it. You've got to get out there, run for an elected office, run for or go in for an appointed office. You have to become part of the solution. Otherwise, if good folks like J-Null0 and the rest, if you guys keep sitting back, then we're going to get what we got. It's just that simple. So my fellow Americans, I'm putting it on you to help clean up this mess. Sure, most people hate politics. They don't want to get involved in politics. They don't want to talk about it. But that's the problem. When good people refuse to get involved, people with common sense, people with logical minds, reasonable people, these are the people we need in office. And if you're one of them, then you've got to do your part. It's just that simple. Otherwise, we're going to wind up with the Obamas and the Clintons and the Pelosi's and the Reids and the Bonners and all the rest of those people that we can't stand. We know they need to go. But if we just sit back and we don't do anything to get involved, guess what's going to happen? Their clones are going to take their places when it's time for them to leave. Do you really want Hillary Clinton for president? Wouldn't you rather have J-Null0? I mean, come on. Seriously. I'm not joking. Now, it's really not a laughing matter. We the people have been sitting on our you-know-whats for way too long. Yeah, it's one thing to get out there and protest, but it's another thing to get your name on the ballot so you can get elected and do something about it. Like I said, you probably don't like this answer. But that's the solution. That is the solution. We can't wait for somebody else to step up. You've got to step up. It's that simple. Find some position that you can either run for or apply for and get in. And let your voice be heard. Because once you get in that position, then you can talk common sense to people, and people go, yeah! I mean, you might be thinking, well, RumpleOne, what have you done? Well, I think I told you a couple weeks ago that I got appointed to the local Mayberry School Board Budget Committee. You know, it's not that big of a deal actually, but it's a step. I did my part. And as a member of the committee, when they passed out the budget, I noticed a couple things. I said, hey, where's the percentages? I mean, within 1 minute, this thick document, I just thumbed through it, there was no percentages. How do I know how much stuff's going up and down? I mean, come on. So, the next meeting, there appeared a sheet with the percentages, like I asked for. People were glad because then they could see, they could then pinpoint things that needed attention. And then after I got home the next day and I looked through this thing and go like, I don't feel like reading a couple hundred pages of numbers to look for stuff. That's what the computer's for. So I sent in an email saying, where's the exception report? The report that shows things that are here this year that weren't here last year. Things that had a number this year and are zero this year. These are exceptions. These are things that require attention to make sure something didn't get missed. Or why is this new thing in here? Let's hear the explanation. And then for the things that have numbers in both, it's just like, let's have some type of deviation. If anything's deviating by more than 6%, let's put that out on a report. Well, I sent that letter and I got a quick response back saying that, the state budget law doesn't require a deviation report or an exception report, so, blah, blah, blah. But lo and behold, a few days later, in my email was that report, that exception report. So I had talked to a few people on the budget committee saying, what do you guys think? Maybe they got the word, put the pressure on. I don't know how it happened. I just know it did. See, if I didn't get involved, that wouldn't have happened. But you see, with the exception report, you can go through the exception report. Anything that you think needs to be questioned, you can then go back to look in the pages, look and see what's going on, and then raise questions at the budget committee meeting, get your questions answered, and then move forward. It reduces the time, I don't know, tenfold, 100-fold. I mean, looking at 1 or 2 pieces of paper versus looking at 200 when the computer can select out the things that are outside the norm. That's what computers are for. Because you see, when I got appointed, they asked me, what experience do I have with budgets? Well, I've written budget programs from scratch. I've written accounting programs from scratch. Literally. I've been a DP manager, VP. I was the data processing manager here, in the Mayberry County. So I had to go in front of the budget committee and explain a budget. So I've seen every part of the budget. I know budgets. It's that simple. So you see, this is what I'm talking about, people. You've got to get involved because you are either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. So now it's time to wake up and smell the tyranny.